So let's do our final thoughts or words of wisdom or encouragement as we move into this, what's going to be an amazing 2022, people. We are going to nail
it. Will
this
be.
year.
It will be.
It's
Can I go first?
Right. Yeah. Love it.
I just want to say, because I don't think I've ever said this on one. It's been a long time since I've been on one of these, but we read, as Craig said, we've read 20,000 scripts collectively over the last year. We read a lot of scripts. We also are out in the industry. We're meeting with industry people. We're doing our own stuff. I just want to say that with the ISA, keep doing what you're doing, because we see so many scripts that are equal to or better than the stuff that's getting made, for sure. That's just a blanket fact. And we hear it from these companies, and I see it. And I get sent a lot of scripts these days too, to just like, hey, do you want to be attached to this, whatever? And most of the scripts I read through ISA are better. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep sending them to us, because it just is it. I just don't want anybody out there thinking they're just throwing spaghetti at the wall or whatever. You guys are doing great. I'm kind of constantly astounded how many scripts are out there that are so good and deserve to be made. So that was my words of encouragement. Just wanted to say that.
Excellent. Who wants to go next?
Here. Yeah, I don't know how much better to say it. I think the words of encouragement, like I said at the beginning, I think it's just try to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. And how do you do that? It's just in any way, shape, or form to stay creative. If you don't feel inspired to write something, be disciplined enough to go, well, I have to do something creative. I'm going to study a show, or I know my story has something to do with this. Let's find a book that has some level of significance or comparison, or what can I do to just research some more, just to stay in the mode. It took me over 8 years to write my YA fantasy. It should not have taken that long. This is not to say, hey, I spent that long. Should not have taken that long. But I was also broke for most of the time. I was trying to work, et cetera, et cetera. But during that time, I was still trying to find ways to at least stay inspired by the story I was trying to tell. There were a whole bunch of other stories I was telling. So it's just, the year is going to be, hopefully a lot better than the last, but there will be times for all of us individually or collectively where it sucks. But we just have to push through that and go, well, what do I love? And why am I doing this in the first place? It can't be just to make money. It doesn't take it from all of us sitting here. That's not the reason we're doing this. The money will come eventually, but you got to just be like, I'm doing this anyway. I'm going to do it until I'm 85 or older. And that's just what it is. And
be a nerd about it, like you said.
Yeah. Surrender to the nerdity.
Out. Surrender to the nerdity. That's Max's tagline. Scott, what about you?
Naturally, speaking of, let's go to Scott.
Yeah. Speaking of nerds. Speaking of nerds.
Well, I want to use this moment to, there was a question I saw at some point in the chat. How do you make a contest win work for you? I thought this might be a little fun thing to, and if anybody wants to piggyback on this, please go ahead. I'd say, so if you've won a screenplay contest or placed really highly, anything along those lines, step one, enjoy it. Feel good about it. It's so hard. There's so few wins. It feels like a lot. So when you get one, and whether it's a literal win or just a positive moment, really allow yourself to feel good. It's okay to feel good. Yeah. Beyond that, make sure everybody else knows about it so that they can congratulate you and celebrate you as well, whether it's your support system or your contacts. It's hard to find that balance between sharing good news and sounding like you're bragging, but do whatever is comfortable for you. That is a great opportunity to maybe rekindle a not a romantic but a business connection, to say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that this happened, and how are things over at whatever studio you're working at. And of course, among those people that you should let know about that is the ISA. Make sure you create that success story on your profile page. That does so much to letting us know what you're up to, and we do want to know what you're up to. And who knows, that might be the first step in us discovering you and realizing that, wow, you are one of our 2023 top 25 writers to watch. I think the last thing I would say on this is, whatever level that contest was at, we all know that there's a wide variety of smaller versus larger, prestigious or lesser prestigious contests. That's your invitation to try that same exact script at the next level and see how that places, to really understand where your screenplay is at. And again, if anybody else wants to add on to this, I think there's a lot of
gonna add
ways you
on.
can make it work for you. Please.
I'm going to say this. If you are bad at promoting yourself, find a friend who will do it for you, and then be that friend who will promote somebody else and promote other people. And on that note, I was looking through the people on this call, and I just wanted to give a shout out to somebody I see on Twitter all the time, Kim Hornsby, who is always a great cheerleader for everybody and is always encouraging everybody and talking about how excited she is for successes and things like that. So I would say just really try in this year to be a cheerleader for other writers also. And they're going to do that back for you if you do it. So
Just be a good person, for God's sake.
well, yeah, but that's hard. Just kidding. Jordan, what do you want to say?
Cultivate creativity in everything you do. This is, writer's block. Don't let writer's block be a thing. It's not a thing. If you stop yourself, no one else is going to get you going again. So I would just say cultivate creativity whenever you can, in whatever elements of your life that bring you joy. And then at the end of the day, you need to finish something, and then you can come back later and make it better. That's going to be your biggest bump if you're just starting out. And if you're not just starting out, don't be afraid to, if you reach a plateau, don't be afraid to think about really digging down and figuring out your weaknesses as a writer and being okay with learning from people who are better at those things than you are. That's a hard one, but it's really important. And I think we all love writing so much that should, that desire, that love should conquer your fear of looking foolish or not reaching out for help.
I say be Jeff Goldblum. The guy finds joy in everything. He just does.
Certainly
Joy
does.
is a good thing. Living in the moment, as they say, good thing. Yeah, celebrate those little victories. And, there is a need more now than ever for original voices. So find out what yours is, keep writing, be in joy with what you are writing, and be also at peace with letting a project sit there and walk away. I walked away from one of my projects for 8 years, and it wasn't ready for me to finish to tell the rest of that story. Nothing wrong with that. I moved on to other projects, and those filled that time, and I feel like I became a stronger writer because of it. So sometimes there's a project that is just begging to come out immediately, and sometimes they're just simmering in the back of your mind. Let them simmer, enjoy that, and think about it from time to time when you're on a walk or whatever you do to relax. And do take care of your mental health. I mean, that's a big part of what we talk about at the ISA is, especially this last 2 years where there's been a huge bright light shined on all of that. Take care of yourself, connect with friends, and hang out and get away from the computer. For the love of God, get away from your computer for a little while, and take those walks and go to the park and safely do whatever it is that you want to do with friends and family. But take care of yourself. It's a big part of writing great stories, is to be at peace in life. There's that we used to hear about the tortured artist. I think the greatest creativity comes from having been tortured and surrendering to the peace of the moment, being in joy with what you're experiencing now, so that the true authentic you can come out in the story and characters you're trying to tell. So have fun with it all and embrace where you're at, but take care of yourself.
Staying inspired. I stay inspired just by working with all these people. And
Me too.
a very famous playwright was
Aw.
a very famous playwright was asked later in his career, are you working on and developing anything? And he said, probably. And I just freaking love that answer.
That's a great answer.
Probably.
Simmering.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us again, and check out our events page for upcoming events. Be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and stay weird.
Join us for
We'll
Max's
see you
next
guys
event.
later.